This question comes from username Patched Hammies. And the question is, why does it feel like our bodies aren't built to be able to yawn, even though they consistently do yawn? A little context. It says, my problem is simple. When I yawn, I feel like my mouth doesn't realize what's happening and gets scared and tries running away from my face. Is there any way I can get my mouth and yawns to get along so we can be friends again and live a happy life?
Yeah, no, I feel that. I feel like I'm breaking every time I yawn. And Zane, do you remember when we were both in choir? Zane and I were both in choir in high school together.
Mm-hmm.
One of the ways that we met, if not the only. But do you remember? Were you told in high school? I can't remember if it was high school or college that my teacher was like, you are not allowed to yawn on stage. We know you're going to be tired. You're going to have to learn how to destroy the yawn. Basically, the thought that got put in my mind as so, like, when you are on stage, when you are supposed to be at your best, you destroy the yawn with everything that is within you. And I would literally practice stopping my yawns because we would get points off from our classes in college if we were yawning during practice. And so, rough. Like, I totally get this idea of, like, it is a destructive force, and our bodies are not meant to yawn. I feel like I am breaking every time I yawn, and I feel like a big slob in sweats all day long whenever I yawn.
Whenever I yawn, I literally feel like my mouth can't become big enough. Like it... Like,
really?
My mouth...
Like, it just needs to unhinge. It's us wanting to be snakes.
It's
every time I yawn, it's my body telling me to be a snake.
Don't you feel that, though? When you yawn, it's just like you yawn, and then it gets to a max point where you're just like, I can't open anymore, and then it feels like the yawn is your body screaming, like, open more! Yawned. And then...
Can you talk about yawning and then you start yawning? Yawning's a weird thing, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Yawning is, it's a weird thing because it's also one of those things of if you watch someone else yawn, then you yawn, and it's like I think legitimately it's an air parasite that just keeps traveling back and forth through visuals, and then...
I think it's a mundane version of the Black Plague that never left humankind.
Yeah, I think it's what we call the light plague.
The light...
The
Beige Plague.
The Beige Plague. You ever had the Beige Plague? What's that? It's when you yawn. It's
not... Ever had that happen? Weird, right? Anybody Beige Plague?
If you yawn once, you got rid of it. If you yawn twice, oh no, you got to find somebody.
You've recontracted. How do you get rid of the plague?
You have to send it off to someone else. And that's why we yawn when we see someone else yawn. You have to hand it off.
If you're the last person to yawn in the room, have you killed the strand, or have you just passed it to another place on Earth?
If you're the last person to yawn in the room, then I'm sorry, but you're going to have this lingering effect for the rest of your life where sometimes when your eyes ache a little bit and maybe you didn't
I've
sleep.
now yawned twice in this question.
Will,
I kid you not.
Will, I'm really sorry to mention that I don't know how much longer you have left to live on this Earth, but... You were a good friend,
Beige
and I'm sorry that you caught the Beige Plague.
You're a good friend. You're not as bad as you think you are, Will. I never said I was bad.
Can I just say how good that is? That idea of instead of saying you're a good friend, saying you're not as bad a friend as you thought you were. I like that. Are we friends? Yeah, no, you're a great friend. Or, yeah, you're totally not as bad a friend as you thought you were. Just like
okay, the reason I say that is because friends of mine, like, here at least know that one thing about me is that I'm very harsh on myself. And so, like, I think it would literally make sense if instead of friends saying, like, hey, you're a great person, they literally say, you're not as bad as you think you are. And, like, that being a true compliment towards me, because that means a lot.
But, so the question's really wanting to get at, although it feels like...
Yeah, welcome back.
When you yawn, it feels like your mouth is trying to leave your face. That you want to reconnect with your yawns and have your mouth and yawns become friends so that you can live a happy life. And
How do we begin the holistic yawn? What is a holistic yawn?
I think you need to embrace what the yawn is, and you need your entire body to have its own...
To emulate what your mouth is doing.
Yeah,
to show that you understand and you're empathizing.
Like, you know what a starfish looks like when it's stuck to the side of something?
Like a starfish?
Yeah. Like
the exact way you picture a starfish.
You need to if you were to lunge forward and let all of your limbs and your head fly back, like you were like releasing an almighty superpower.
Yeah.
That's how you connect with your yawn. You've got to just let it just rip through your veins.
Yeah, you're letting
for
out a
second.
hyper beam every time you yawn.
Because then, you know what? Even if you yawn again, your yawn's gonna respect you because of what you've done, because of what you've shown. It's like you just bowed to your yawns.
I respect you. My whole body respects you. I respect you more than I respect my social inclinations to be a normal person.
And that's exactly what you say after you yawn. As soon as you yawn, you got to really quickly, like the bless you, you've got to say, I respect you. I respect you.
I respect you more than my social standing as a regular human being. And as you're just like starfishing across like the sidewalk. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta stay in that position. You're just running in that and just yelling, I respect you.
I respect you. I respect you, young.
And if anybody comes up and interrupts you, they immediately catch the Beige Plague.
Yeah. And if people don't respect you back, and yeah, no, I get that.
Then it becomes the Black Plague.
Then it becomes the Black Plague. Thankfully, nobody's done that again. Somebody's only done that once that we know of. I respect you more than my social standing as a regular human being.